let's make ourselves a character here. So this is DFuxa. And we can play this in hard difficulty, sure. Let's put on randomized quest systems and let's just randomize, everything here for the most part. There's a little eye here, basically you can press to know what everything does. So basically what this is telling you is that you can put between 1 and 10 points for all your skills here. The fire basically influences how well you attack our ships, and it's especially important to score hits. Trader influences your profit margins. Engineer determines how you manage to keep your ship in shape. And engineer is also important for your cloaking device when you buy one. And finally, good engineer may influence the effects of your weapons. And then somewhere in there is charisma that basically affects your trading skill. Or there's trader right there. Alright, so this is basically Space Trader. And we basically are in the system here. I'll note basically the idea for this game is that you're in a galaxy and you're basically trying to earn money to retire on your own personal moon, so to speak. The goal of the game is basically to buy and sell goods basically to other systems and stuff like that. So right now we're in a system called Melina. It's basically a tiny planet that's industrial. It's got democracy for our government. It's got nothing special for resources. There are a few police around and a few powers, but nothing really special. If I want to, I can hire a mercenary. I can hire this guy Jorvik, but we don't have any cores really available for him, so I don't think we'll worry about that right now. And well, let's see here. So I'll note that a big part of this game is basically selling and buying goods basically and all that stuff. I'll note basically that that means that we probably want to go and sell some stuff. And at the same time, I also want to explore around. I think I want to go to these systems over here on the fringes here first, so I can see what they're all about. So let's see what Kefka wants. So if we go to the average price list, and by the way, you can see what these guys are. So this is a post-industrial plant, medium. It's got democracy. It's basically 12 parsecs away. There's essentially some police and a few pirates, so basically similar to Millennia. If we go to the short-range chart, basically it's right here. And the average price list basically just tells you what the prices are for stuff here. You press price differences, you can see what you could earn if you basically sold stuff here. So if I go to here, apparently I'm not going to make any money basically selling stuff, so we'll avoid going here. If I go to Titan, Titan is very much the same way, but they do want water, I guess. So this is a high-tech city. And yeah, I'll note by the way that there's no sound running through this, so that's my headset is probably gonna cut a few times here. But anyways, these guys have a high-tech civilization. They're corporate state, so corporatocracy government. There's basically a bunch of police. There's a few pirates. Teeny planet again. These guys do want water, I guess, but it's not very anything special. I guess we could go there. So what I'm going to do right now, let's just buy ourselves a water. So we're just going to go click this. We're going to put down 1 water. There's a reason I'm only buying 1 water, by the way. It's because if I run into pirates, they'll basically want to take the water, and I probably don't want to fight pirates this early on because we basically have a very weak ship. It is possible to buy better ships as you go along here, but at the start of the game, basically we got the second weakest ship available. So our ship is right here. It's the Nat. It's basically got 15 cargo space. It's very small size. It's got a range of 14 parsecs, so it can't travel more than that basically in range. It's got 100 hull strength. It's got 1 weapon slot, no shields, 1 gadget, and 1 crew quarter ability. So yeah, nothing very special. And then just a little tutorial message basically on everything here. And no, that's kind of annoying. There doesn't seem to be a back button there. So this is a game that's it's basically designed for Android phones, as you can probably guess. So not really for emulation, basically, shall I say. All right, so let's just go to the short range chart again, and let's go to Titan here. I might be able to go to Jujimbo and go to Titan as well, but let's just go here for now, and we'll warp. Now how this game basically works, you basically warp to other sectors that are basically within your range, and essentially how it basically works, you basically like, will warp into like the sector, like, away from the planet itself. So basically we're like 19 clicks away from Titan, and we've encountered a ship here. So basically here is a police Hornet. These guys want to basically like, inspect our cargo, so we'll submit. The police found nothing illegal in your cargo holds and apologize for the inconvenience. Basically we only have water, so they're like, okay, we don't care. I'll note by the way that, firearms and narcotics are illegal goods in this game. If you're carrying them, the police won't like it, but if you don't have those, then the police don't really care about you. Alright, we basically found a traitor Bumblebee. We could attack him if we want, but we're just going to ignore him. You can be a pirate if you want in this game, but it's usually not a very good idea. So, we just arrived at Titan. The sister has no particular pressure. By the way, you can press news to see like what's going on in our sector. So, you can like buy a newspaper, and then it'll tell you stuff. So, there's news of cold water in the Kefka system. So, apparently Kefka possibly needs furs. So, local newspapers give you information about what's happening on this nearby systems. So, we know in a nearby system that there's cold water. If I want to, I can sell my water here, so we'll sell that. I don't know if I made much money. I think I actually lost money selling that, but whatever. Basically, you have to get like a fairly big price difference in order to get your money back, because obviously, like if you buy this and sell it, anything like you're buying and selling, you're basically selling like a few credits less than what it's currently like worth to buy. So there's like a profit margin type of thing. There's a fuel tank, so you have to buy a full tank, and we'll have to go see what's happening in Kefka, I guess, now. So over here in Kefka, these guys want medicine and games. So we could make a little bit of money if we sold some games to these guys. I think that's what we're probably going to do. So let's go and buy some games here. And we can only buy up to 5 of our rays, but that's fine. We're going to buy 5 games. And we'll warp to Kefka. And alright, we basically found a traitor Firefly at 17 clicks. And basically going to encounter stuff all the way along to like, Kefka here. And it's possible to encounter pirates. Up here you see a symbol what these guys are all about too, by the way. So there's a trader. And I'll note by the way, you see this guy's got a red like, thing back here. That's actually damage to the ship as it's sustained in combat already. So these guys took some damage apparently getting toward Kefka. There's a trader Mosquito. There's a police. We'll submit. They'll be like, okay, let's check your cargo holds. Good interview. Alright, so this system is suffering a cold spell. So, you buy a newspaper. Cold snap continues. Campaign sends aid economy. Pulls voter satisfaction high. So, that's what the daily plan says for these guys. We can sell our games to these guys for a little bit of money. So, we'll do that. Actually, before we do that, it's always a good idea to check to see... by the way, if you don't have the fuel, like you can see like, range, like, right here. Once I buy the fuel here, we can actually get a little bit fire here. You can always like check to see like, what you can basically sell stuff for. So if I go over to Melinda, I will be able to like, sell my like games at about the similar price here. So let's just sell our games to these guys. If I go back to Titan, I can sell some ore to these guys. So I might want to do that. So these guys have 31 ore. I think at this point, let's just go back and forth between Titan and Kefta to sell some stuff, because this is actually like a decent enough margin just to start off with. These guys also want robots, but I'll note that robots are basically the most expensive thing in the thing here, so I can't afford those at all. Like, at all. It is possible to finance your stuff, by the way. There's like, a bank where you can like, buy stuff. Maybe I'll show that in a little bit, but let's just get over to Kefka. So we'll warp over here. And there's a police grasshopper. We'll basically sell, or do that. Here's our first pirate. These guys will basically try to attack us, or catch us if we we'll either have to surrender goods or basically flee from these guys. So let's try and flee. You managed to escape your opponent, so we basically ran away from this guy. Here's a trader Firefly, and we arrive at our destination. This is verified by a plague apparently. So a plague spread, outlook grim, profitable quarter predicted. So possible that when a plague happens, these guys want medicine, for example. Let's sell ore here. And again, buy full fuel tanks so you can do stuff. These guys want firearms, machines, narcotics, and games. And Kefka wants food, games, and firearms. I'll note by the way, you can usually get like firearms and narcotics in like high like industrial worlds and stuff like that, like tech worlds and stuff. So that's going to show up. I don't want to get these right now because it's basically a lot of police in these areas that we're in right now, but it's something we could possibly look into. Actually, what is you basically some police? Yeah, I want to basically not take any stuff over there. So let's just buy ourselves a few games to take over to these guys over here in Millennia. Oh, we found a pirate bumblebee going to Millennia, so we'll fleece these guys. You managed to escape your opponent. Here's a police one. We'll submit. So this is a very simple game that's on Android phones, and this is basically what it's all about. You're just like, buying and selling goods for the most part. Okay, news of terrible boredom in the crafted system. So those guys want games. That's why, that news is popping up. We're just going to sell the games here. And let's buy a fuel tank here. Now, if I want to, keep going back to these guys, but, for the most part, we're not really getting a lot of profit for going to Titan or to, well, these guys want ore now, but it would probably make sense to go elsewhere, I think. So let's try and find a better area to get profit margins. So there's Sol. You know what Sol is, of course, because that's our basically home planet system. There's a wormhole next to Sol, so I may want to show that off. Yojimbo. Alright, let's go to Sol so you can basically see what the wormhole's all about. So we're just going to warp to Sol after I buy myself I guess we're just going to buy some water. Now you always want to have one cargo on you, because if you run into a pirate, you can basically let them loot your one water and then they'll let you go without any damage. So let's buy that one water and then we'll just head over to Sol. So there's a trader Firefly. There's a pirate mosquito here. Now don't bother if you want to. You can try to fight these guys, but at the start you only have a weak weapon, and these guys could have powerful weapons as well. So we're just gonna flee. You got hit, but you still managed to escape, so we took a hit there. There's a police mosquito. We're just gonna submit. I mean, I could sell water, but I don't want to do that early on because why not? Sol. So sources say crop failure in a Crayon system. There's terrible boredom in the Kravitz system, and there's sources say terrible boredom in the Jovian system. So, people want games. That's what that basically tells me. Now, note that repairing your ship is, fairly cost efficient, so we'll just do that. Generally, you don't want to have pirates loot your stuff because it really hurts you in the long run, but for the most part, ooh, those guys want narcotics. If you see abundant police, though, that's probably a good sign not to take, illegal goods to them, though. Here's Tantalus. These guys want water. And then there's Kalon over here. These guys want machines and water. Machines are pretty expensive as well, so let's note that. Basically how this basically works is you have these are your basically these are your basic products, the ones before firearms here. And then firearms, medicine, and fiends and narcotics your more expensive products. So basically these are the goods that you want to go with later, I guess, when you have more money to basically buy them and stuff. And I'll note, by the way, if I click on the wormhole here, by the way, I can go in here. So these guys want medicine, and selling medicine might be a good idea because we could buy a few medicine. So let's sell our water. And I could buy free medicine if I go for, for these means here. But how about I just go show off the bank and stuff? So let's try and get a loan. And we'll get nothing for now. I'm obviously buying my firearms first, or medicine first. So we'll buy a little bit of medicine. Let's buy ourselves maybe 800. Or not, we'll buy 800. We'll just have 800 credits basically. So we'll get that. And then we'll just go and buy ourselves some more medicine. And I'll note, by the way, going to warp takes you some cash to do. So you have to basically watch out for warping because it basically costs money to use wormholes. So we can go in here. You don't want to surrender when you basically have loans basically finance like this. So we're just gonna flee these guys. The part misses are still following me. I got hit, but I managed to escape that time. So yeah, basically what happens, you either flee the opponent or you fail to flee the opponent, and they fire at you basically. Alright, we made it to Drema here. These guys are apparently an anarchy government. They are an agricultural tech level. They've got medium size. They got nothing responsible resources. They've got no police at all. So that's very, very lucky that didn't get blown out of the sky or anything. So let's sell our medicine here. And these guys basically have like, as you see, an agricultural world. So they just have like basic resources right here, so you can see. And well, let's see. Now, on the by the way, when you use the wormholes, these basically throw you out into like a different part of the galaxy. So we were over here. Now we're basically over here in this quadrant of the galaxy. And you don't take any like fuel basically to like use wormholes, but whatever. There's Regulus. These guys want water. These guys want Warfers. And Stacatorum wants water. And these guys just want more. I think we'll stick around in this area for now. We'll basically go to Regulus here first. So let's buy ourselves some water. And you know what? We don't really need to piss off the bank or anything. So let's pay back our money. So we can pay back all our money thing. So you notice that basically like we had to pay like 71 credits back. So there is like a debt that accumulates as like you go along with like debts and stuff like that. But it can be a good way to make money basically if you take out a debt every so often to do stuff. Now note that this system here, these guys have abundant police, so we're probably not gonna have much worry going to these guys. So let's warp to them. We're gonna flee to Pirate Bumblebee. We're gonna flee to Pirate Bumblebee. I'll note by the way that usually is a good idea to flee until you're like really, really damaged. Though if they do extort you, then they take all your goods, and then if they extort you and have no goods, then they take your money. These guys are almost dead, but we'll ignore them. We'll submit to you. Ooh, your hill will offer trade goods. So sometimes you'll see this happen. You'll see people want to pay trade some goods. Basically, these guys want to trade some waters with us. So they want to buy my water. I pay about 33 CC for each unit. So this is a good way to guarantee you'll make money, by the way, if you want to do this. So I could basically trade my water to this guy. But we're going to say none to that because I don't feel like doing it. Let's fusion this guy. I got hit from him, but whatever, it's fine. We get made to our destination. You don't want to basically sell stuff usually to traders usually because, it's usually not a good idea to do that type of thing, but whatever. We could buy a newspaper. Reports of plague outbreaks in Drempus system and notice strife and war in the Endor system. So basically the plague, meant that they want to have more, water come to them, I guess. And strife and war basically means they want weapons in Endor probably. And let's just sell our stuff here. We'll go and buy ourselves a full tank and repairs here. By the way, you can buy escape pods to save yourself if you die in your ship in combat, but usually it's not really great because it puts you in a really crappy ship when you do that. It can be like a saving grace if you're in a long run, but I usually don't never do it. And these guys probably want firearms, but they apparently aren't better than what I currently got right now for selling them. These guys want games and medicine perhaps, so how about we buy a few games? Oh, they only got 2 games. And well, we'll buy that stuff I guess because that's basically all I can really get for them. So let's go to these guys here. No, it was the other guys. Yeah, it was these guys. I don't know if it bolts out what you basically want to buy here. So there's a Pirate Hornet. These are actually really dangerous Hornets because they're actually very powerful ships, but we'll try and flee them. You manage to escape your opponents, so that's good. And here's a Police Hornet. We'll submit. You can bribe the police, by the way, if you want to, but usually it's not a good idea. We'll buy a newspaper. Sort of say strife and war and Endor system, so again, war. These guys basically are medieval tech level. They're common state. They're mineral poor, so there's basically nothing really here, but they do have good police apparently. Okay, let's just sell our stuff. We made a little money selling that stuff, I guess. We'll buy a bit more of a fuel tank. Endor wants all our stuff here for a little bit, I guess, but not much. Zool wants water maybe, but nothing really great. I could probably buy some furs for these guys here, so let's just buy some furs and water, and we'll go over to Endor. There's a Pirate Hornet, so you can see by the way these guys are damaged. The yellow border means that these guys got shields up, so these guys have shields, but they're a little bit, they took some hull damage before I guess that happened. We'll flee. You got hit, but managed to escape, so you took a hit. Here's a Police Bumblebee. We'll submit to them. There's a Pirate Firefly. We'll flee from them. They ignore me. We're going to flee from these pirates. There's a lot of pirates around this system, so I think there's very lacking of pirates around Endor, apparently. So yeah, there's only a few police and many pirates, so this is a very dangerous place, Endor. But whatever. Let's just sell off our stuff here. We'll basically go at repairs again. Zool wants to have nothing basically from us, so we're not going to worry about them. These guys want medicine and games. Those are pretty good things to sell. What's there? These guys? They have minimal parts, minimal police. That's pretty good odds if you want to, like, you know, take stuff to them. So let's go to the bank, I guess. And let's get ourselves maybe a loan of $200 so we can basically... Actually, that makes no sense. Let's get $800 again. And we'll basically buy maximum medicine. Oh, I wasn't exactly right there. So we'll need to get like a little bit more money basically to, like, you know, get what we need. So let's just get 100 more credits. We'll buy one more medicine. And we're going to go to these guys here to sell some medicine. So let's do that. After an uneventful trip, you arrive at your destination. So sometimes this happens. When you have like minimal activity, then it's like unlikely you're going to find anyone, so you just run right to the system. The bank officer reminds you that your debt continues to accrue interest. You're currently on, you know, credits, so basically, like, you know, getting money from the bank and stuff like that, so they want the money back. Let's just sell off this right to these guys. And if I warp anywhere, I need to get, you know, full tank to do so. I can warp to Electris over here. These guys want water, perhaps. And Zool, these guys want water. So basically, we're on a system that's like got very, you know, limited, you know, resources are lifeless here. Basically, it's basically an agricultural state, a state of Satori apparently. Countless hearts awaken, millions of peace. Basically, this is like, you know, like a monastery type of world, I guess, right here. Let's buy some water. I'm gonna go to the bank. I'm gonna pay him back my money. So we'll pay him back everything. We'll go to Zool here. And we arrive in Zool. Alright, these guys are apparently a dictatorship, so they're a huge plant. They got modern police and many pirates, but we somehow managed to get no one to see us there. That can also happen, like, you know, it's an odd-based game, right? So, you know, RNG can happen. And all that. These guys could want me to sell firearms to them, but with the police, I'm not going to do that, or obviously. If we go to Farah here, these guys are State Satori. I did that wrong. These guys who want medicine, perhaps I want to them. And then Endor over here would want food and ore. So I want to get some medicine again. And it might be a good idea to do again. So let's buy some medicine. And wow, I'm pretty cut short of getting another one here. So let's just get ourselves a loan of $600. And yes, you can also buy insurance if you want, by the way. Just to give you, like, you know, a claim if you want. Obviously, with, like, you know, insurance, this helps, like, you know, recruit some of your money back if, like, your ship gets destroyed from pirates and stuff like that. So, pretty awesome. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to buy medicine, not sell it. Alright, well, I just lost money there, so... let's get, you know... 200 more. That was my bad. I basically, you know, hit the wrong button there. Let's go to Farah again. We'll warp. Nothing happened. We're just going to sell all our stuff to these guys. And we'll go to the bank and we'll basically sell back, you know, our loan. Alright, do you guys want anything really over here? No, so let's just move over to these guys like, as is. We'll just buy like one, whoops, well I buy all the fuel, I guess. We'll go to Letters over here, so warp. We ran into a Terra Hornet, so we'll ignore them. Terra Firefly, they ignore them. Ignore them. Submit to the police. And we arrive at our destination. So this system has no particular pressure. It's a teeny theocracy apparently. It's in a Renaissance period. They got abundant police but minimal pirates. Buy a newspaper. Doesn't blasphemies excommunicated, so, you know, Turkish tidings, as you can expect. Didn't make any money on this trade here, but whatever. I, you know, had to sell my fuel to buy better stuff, I think. Can't really sell anything to those guys, so I'm not going to worry about that, selling to them. Nyx wants food, furs, and water, so there is some reason to buy furs, food, and water. So let's buy those. And we'll go over to Nyx here. Trade Bumblebee, we'll ignore him. If counter floating bottle. It appears to be a rare bottle of Captain Marmosa's skill tonic. So this is like a random encounter you can have every so often. When you basically find this, you can basically like drink it to like improve your skills. So we'll drink it. You have come across an extreme rare bottle of Captain Marmosa's amazing skill tonic. The use by date is illegible, but it might still be good. Would you like to drink it? So basically it's like a chance of like, upping your stats or downing it. So let's drink it. While you don't know what it's supposed to taste like, you get the feeling that this dose of tonic was a bit off. So probably just hurt ourselves here. So we probably just hurt ourselves doing that, but whatever. Pirate Hornet, we'll flee him. Ooh! So basically you can see we can take a massive amount of damage sometimes from these pirates, so we just lost like 2/3 of our ship's hull. So that really hurt. These guys had apparently many pirates around here, so that's not great to come here apparently. These guys are high-tech product though, so that's pretty good though. Labor storage in the Deneb system apparently, so they probably want robots in the Deneb. That's what labor storage basically means, buy robots for them. Let's get this, we'll buy fuel tank. Now, unlike Nyx here, we can probably buy whatever we want to, sell wherever we want to, so basically if we need like narcotics, we can sell those, firearms, we can sell them. And you also have lots of goods usually to buy from these places as well, unless they're like tiny plants like this one, so let's see here. And these guys want narcotics. By the way, if you look at this stuff, you can see how bad these systems are. So that's got many parts in the Neb. This has got many parts and few stuff in Sharon. Vander has some parts, but only moderate police presence. And Parade over here is basically the other stuff over here. That's usually important, but when you're taking some high value goods, you always want to check the system information usually, because if you run into something bad, it's it's going to be game ending run for you if you're not careful. So it's worth pointing that out. You know what? I might just go to the Neb so I can show off what it's like to basically run from lots and lots of pirates. So I don't have money, but I do have money basically buy one narcotic. We'll basically buy a narcotic here. Let's just make our way over to the Neb, and you can basically see me try and run from pirates constantly. So we'll warp to these guys. We're probably going to run into a bunch of these ships in here, and this is one of the worst ones to find a Wasp. This is a high level ship here, but we're going to flee him. He missed, but he's still following. Ooh, there goes half my health. And, if you lose, basically, if you get your ship destroyed, so there we go, we just get destroyed. You were destroyed. And I didn't have a ship escape pod, so you basically, couldn't escape, so we're dead. And you get a score basically. That's basically Space Trader, and